Hello, everybody. It is me, Rex the dog, and welcome to the Rex Rebel Heart Advent Calendar, where every day I am going to be uploading a video discussing a One Piece arc and kind of giving my impressions and my thoughts on that. So if you like One Piece, then this is going to be a nice, 24, 25 days, whatever, of videos for you. If you don't have any sort of interest in One Piece, then these are probably going to be skippable for you. But okay, let's talk about what's going on here. So, One Piece right now is in the middle of a hiatus when it comes to its anime. So Toei Animation, who do One Piece, announced that it was, a couple of months back, that it was going to go on a 6-month hiatus and come back in, the start of April of 2025, allowing them to kind of revamp their, pipeline of production with new sound effects and music, and they wanted a higher animation quality and all this other sort of thing. And I guess also to just kind of let the manga also get a little bit of distance ahead of the anime as it goes into this final saga that One Piece is approaching. Because typically, quite often you have mangas and you have animes that are running concurrently with each other. Anime is unique as opposed to sort of adaptations of Western comic books, in that they directly adapt the storylines, they directly adapt the dialogue, the composition, the everything, and translate it into animation. This is, as I'm saying, usually happening concurrently as the manga is still being published and written. Typically, mangas are released in weekly chapters, and typically 2 of these weekly chapters make up a anime episode. That's typically kind of the pacing and the breadth that most animes take with their adaptations. Now, One Piece is an anime that's caught up, so much with its source material at times that and instead of introducing filler arcs, which quite often is what animes do, is they quite often introduce a filler, meaning they make up some original storyline to just give time for the manga to get ahead again, and then they sort of rejoin. One Piece has not been known for doing that, especially in recent years, and what they've done is just adapted things more slowly, leading to severe pacing issues. So, as I was saying before, typically 2 manga chapters will translate to 1 episode of anime. That's kind of sort of industry standard. One Piece has got to points where half a chapter has been turned into an anime episode for long stretches of time. So it's become a quarter the pace of a regular sort of anime adaptation. I'm talking about this as if I know a lot about anime. I do not. I am not a big anime guy. I'm a huge comic book guy. I think I've talked about this before about my father selling comic books and me being surrounded by comic books a lot of my life. But manga and anime, not as much. I have definitely kind of like worked my way through a lot of the big stuff. I don't know, back on VHS, I watched things like Akira, I watched Neon Genesis Evangelion, I watched things like Macross, I watched a few like Gundam OVAs, and what's it called, Pat something, a little bit of Fist of the North Star. I don't know, I'm probably missing things from my memory here. But, like, so sort of that era, I've kind of got, like, those sorts of things, I've seen Hellsing, right? Death Note, okay, as we started going to the 2000s. I have seen all of Naruto. I've seen Dragon Ball. I've seen quite a lot of My Hero Academia, is that kind of being, like, a more modern thing, because I had a buddy who was watching it, and we just sort of like hang out and watch it in between games or whatever, you know. So I'm not like this huge anime guy, and I'd like, you know, I tried Fate Stay Night, but I didn't understand what I was meant to do. But yeah, it's not something that I'm like totally against the idea of. When it comes to movies, I've seen a lot more. Like obviously, you start talking about like Miyazaki and Ghibli movies and stuff like that. It's like, you know, like I'm there, right? I'm present. I'm taking part. But I'm not this huge fruits basket. That's something I've messed with. Anyway, I'm not like this huge anime guy. You know, I think you can get in conversations and be like, oh, this guy, like, he seems to know, like, quite a few things about, like, you know, like, movies, or, like, video games, or music, or even, like, you know, like, food and travel, and, you know, pro wrestling, you know, there's, like, a bunch of stuff where I'm, like, pretty, like, sort of, like, embedded and deep, and, like, I sort of, like, know my, you know, I don't, it sounds pretentious to say I'm like a scholar of those things, but do you know what I'm trying to say here, right? I know a thing or two about that stuff. Anime is not something I know a lot about. I know that in terms of sort of like mainstream and like shonen anime, like One Piece is this huge deal, and I saw a bunch of this stuff of just like, oh hey, if you like, you know, with this hiatus happening, if you watch 6 episodes of One Piece a day, you're going to be caught up by the time the show returns. You know, by the time the show returns, you're going to be completely caught up. And you can join us for this final saga, which is going to be sort of like this cultural event, which I enjoy, like, big cultural events and theory crafting and stuff like that, you know, for all its ups and downs or whatever. I've really enjoyed, you know, big serialized television that's captured the imagination of people that we can kind of like talk about every single week, whether that is, you know, Lost or Game of Thrones or, you know, whatever. Like, you know, for all those like the faults and whatever, Battlestar Galactica was a big one for me. You know, when it for all the kind of like ups and downs and faults of these things, that sort of like serialized like water cooler nature of those things, of like you can think about them and dwell on them for the week and talk about them with people and whatever. You know, like the first season of Heroes, right? I love that kind of thing. I love that kind of thing, and that's for me. Of like, even though in terms of like, I suppose sort of like, you know, especially some of the genre stuff I mentioned there, of, you know, things like Stranger Things or whatever are up there in terms of sort of their subject matter, their genre, their you know, even like quality or whatever. They're up there, but just that whole like binge model, I do not get a lot out of, because I like the discussion of it. So I really want to be a part of this final stretch of One Piece, and, you know, be there with all of the other pirates out there. Now, you guys are my pirates. We're the Rebel Heart pirates, you know? Like, doesn't that just work? Doesn't that just absolutely work? Like, it just, like, works, doesn't it? It sounds like it could be in One Piece, the Rebel Heart pirates. But anyway, and the flag. I've already got my heart and the skull and crossbones. It's all been leading to this, man. It's all been leading to this. But anyway, I want to be a part of that with you guys and whoever else in sort of the community of that final stretch. I want to enjoy it. And, you know, this 6-month hiatus is kind of given an opportunity to do that. Maybe I'll get to the end of this and actually just, like, switch over to the manga. Or, I don't know, so I can be, like, totally there. Because obviously the anime is still going to be, like, a year and a bit behind the manga and whatever. And I don't want, you know, the fact that the One Piece is a piece of cheese to get spoiled for me before I reach episode, you know, 1,700 of the anime or whatever the hell. So yeah, maybe I'll switch to the manga. I don't know. But either way, I thought, hey, this like 6 episodes a day, I can do that, man. I can fit that in, you know. It's a lot, but like I can, you know, and when I'm doing stretches, when I'm doing yoga, when I'm doing whatever, like One Piece is on. When I'm cooking, One Piece is on. Some of you guys have picked it up on the back of like, I'm recording a short, One Piece is on. So I want to catch up during this. As I said, I don't really like this whole like binging thing. So as a way of kind of reducing the effects of the binge and to still kind of feel like I'm a part of the conversation, and give you guys something to, a platform for you guys to like talk to me about these like specific parts of One Piece. I thought I'd create these videos so I can still kind of have an ongoing conversation about the show as I'm watching it, even though I'm watching episodes from like 10, 15, 20 years ago. And then I realized, okay, there's like 30 arcs up until sort of the present. So, after I've got through a bunch of these, then, oh, look at that, we've got like, 30 videos. I should be done with the first 20 whatever arcs, so we can, I was like, oh, cool, that can be kind of like my advent calendar thing. And I can record these ahead of time because I'm going to be away from here, from my home for 2 weeks over the Christmas break. So I'm going 1 week away where I'm going to be with some friends and we're going to be working on some projects, which will appear on this channel, which is hype, and some like other places will appear as well. And then another week with other friends and family for the the actual Christmas and the New Year's and the I'll come back here to Spain right at the start of January to talk to you guys and to celebrate Reyes, to celebrate Kings, because the real Christmas celebration here in Spain happens in January. It happens on the 12th day of Christmas, because if in the mythology of the Bible, the 12th day of Christmas is the day when the wise men, the kings, arrive and give the gifts. So that's when they do the gifts here, and they have a huge parade, which is really cool. There was like a Star Wars float on the parade to promote Young Jedi Adventures last year, which is really cool. But whatever. Anyway, One Piece. So I tried to mess around with One Piece before, because everybody's always just like One Piece, and I struggled with it. But I thought, hey, I want to be a part of this. I want to give this like the real go. Everybody goes like, oh man, you got to get to like episode 300 or whatever, and then it gets good. And I'm just like, screw it, I'm gonna commit. This is the last chance to catch up. Really realistically. So in a somewhat reasonable manner, the like 6 episodes a day is still like absolutely crazy. But yeah, so hang about here, and every day I'm gonna post an episode about a One Piece arc. I'm gonna post what I think about the arc, my impressions of it, whether it's a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whatever, the things I like, the things I don't like. And it would be really sick if you are somebody who's watched One Piece or read One Piece, to kind of give your opinions and insights as well, and especially if I've missed some sort of key detail, because I'm going to be consuming a lot of One Piece, so maybe I kind of miss out on some subtleties, or I make some statements which aren't exactly super true. But yeah, man, One Piece videos every day. And after this, man, because I will say, because as I said, I'm pre-recording these videos, right? But I'll be on my phone and responding to them when I'm traveling or whatever, That said, I'm enjoying it. I will say so far I'm enjoying it. I'm generally enjoying the thing. And I am sort of starting to think like, whoa, because there's this thing people always say about One Piece I've seen, is they say there's way too many episodes at the start, and then when you start to get to the end, there's not enough episodes left, because you just want to like keep enjoying the world. And I will say I am kind of getting that sort of sense already. So the thing I ask for in this video is I ask, and this doesn't actually have to be exclusively anime, sorry, but my point is if it is not anime, and we're talking about like a live action show or something like that, or even like Western animation, I've probably already seen it. Okay, so generally I'm asking for anime recommendations here, but if you do have something outside of that world that you really want to recommend, just say. What is a potential, like, I'm not saying that I want to watch 6 episodes of television every single day for the rest of my life, but if I wasn't watching 6 episodes of One Piece a day, what else would be a kind of cool idea? What would be a thing to check out maybe after One Piece? And it doesn't necessarily have to be, anything similar genre-wise. It's just like something that's like quality, One Piece Advent Calendar. Come back tomorrow to open up your next video. Please get in the comments because as I said, I want to be talking to people about this. I don't want to be doing this in a vacuum. Peace out, guys. Will this video stop? Oh, it's because that notification. Now it will stop.